All right, it's here, part 3 of our 3-part Claude series. This is our finale. I'm Clay Lehman. Let's jump right in. So here's where we've been. In part 1, we covered the basics, what Claude is, why it writes better than most AI tools, and you typed your first real estate prompt. In part 2, we went deeper. You learned projects, custom instructions, and artifacts. You built a seller net sheet calculator in 15 seconds. Today, we're going full power user. I'm going to show you skills, Cowork, and connectors. This is where Claude stops being a chatbot and starts being an employee. And at the end, I'm going to give you a 5-day action plan so you actually do something with all of this. Let's finish strong. Okay, now skills might be the most underrated feature in Claude right now. Here's the concept. In part 2, we talked about custom instructions. Those tell Claude how you want things done. A skill takes that a step further. A skill is a complete set of instructions that teaches Claude an entire workflow. You save it once, and from that point forward, you can trigger the whole thing with a single sentence. Let me give you a real example. I built a skill called listing launch. Here's what happens when I say run the listing launch for 1320 Southwest 42nd Street. Claude reads the property details. It writes the MLS description in my voice, following my banned word list and character limits. Then it creates 3 social media posts for Facebook, Instagram, and stories. Then it drafts a just listed email to the seller, all from one sentence. I didn't have to prompt it 5 separate times. I didn't have to remember the steps. The skill handles everything in order every time consistently. Building a skill is easier than you think. Step 1, write the instructions, or honestly, ask Claude to help you write them. Step 2, you save it as a skill file. In Cowork, that's just a markdown file in your skills folder. Step 3, trigger it. You say, run my listing launch, and it fires. The right side of this slide shows some ideas: listing launch, open house follow-up, weekly market reports, buyer consultation prep, social media content. Any workflow you do more than twice is a candidate for a skill. Let me show you a simple one. Now I'm going to ask Claude to write the skill. As you can see, I've pasted in here what amounts to a step-by-step instructions as to how to do my open house follow-up. When I trigger this workflow, read through each visitor entry. For each visitor, write a personalized follow-up email that thanks them for visiting the property by address, references something specific they mentioned liking about the house. If they're not currently working with an agent, offer to help them with their search, and so on and so on. See what just happened? I told Claude what I wanted the workflow to do. It wrote the skill instructions, and now I can use those instructions every time. That's the pattern. You describe the workflow once, Claude codifies it, and then it's repeatable forever. Cowork is where this whole thing becomes real. Everything we've been doing so far has been inside the Claude web interface. Cowork is the desktop app, and it changes the game because Claude can work with your actual file. Here's how it works. You download the Claude desktop app, you point it at a folder on your computer. Maybe it's your active listings folder, your downloads folder, or a specific client folder. Claude can now read every file in that folder, create new files, edit existing ones, and run your skills against real documents. 4 things Cowork does that the web version can't. Read your files, drop a stack of contracts, listing agreements, or inspection reports into a folder. Claude reads them all and can answer questions about any of them. Create deliverables. So ask for a market report and Claude creates the actual document in your folder. Not in a chat window, a real file you can email to a client. Organize chaos. This one's the one I needed the most. If you have a downloads folder with 500 files, just tell Claude to sort them by type, rename them with dates, and organize them into subfolders. Takes it about 2 minutes. Run your skills. This is where skills and Cowork combine. Your listing launch skill can now read the actual MLS sheet from your folder, pull the property details automatically, and produce all the deliverables as real files. Now, Cowork is available for pro subscribers, and as of right now, it's on the desktop app. It's still in research preview, so it's getting better every week, but even in its current state, it saves me hours. The last power user feature is connectors. This is where Claude reaches beyond your computer and into the tools you already use. When you connect Google Drive, Claude can search your files, read your documents, and pull data from your spreadsheets without you having to download or upload anything. Connect Gmail and Claude can search your inbox, read email threads, and draft replies. Google Calendar lets Claude check your schedule and create events. There are over 38 connectors now, including Notion, Microsoft 365, Slack, and Canva. The Canva integration is incredible. Claude can help you create any design just off of your prompt. Here's a practical example. I can say to Claude, search my Gmail for the latest inspection report from ABC Inspections. Read it and write me a summary of the 3 biggest issues the buyer needs to know about. Claude searches my email, finds the attachment, reads it, and writes the summary. I never left the chat window. Let me show you how to connect Google Drive and run a quick search. I go to the Customize window, I click on Connectors, and I press this plus sign, Browse Connectors, search for Drive, and if I had not already connected it, I'd have a plus sign here. I've already connected it. That's why I have a check mark. Now that it's connected, I can use Claude to access my Google Drive. Let me demonstrate how this works. I just added a very simple prompt. Search my Google Drive for the most recently modified documents. Show me the last 5 files that were updated. And just like that, it's brought me back what I asked for. That's it. Once it's connected, you just talk to Claude normally. It pulls from your Drive, Gmail, or Calendar as needed. Here's the thing I want you to take away from this entire series. Each of these features is useful on its own, but the real power is when you stack them together. Look at this slide. The foundation is memory and preferences. Claude knows who you are, your market, your writing style. On top of that, you add projects and custom instructions, so every listing, buyer, and campaign has its own workspace with its own rules. Next layer is artifacts and workflows. Now you're creating real deliverables and following repeatable processes. Then skills and Cowork take those workflows and automate them on your actual desktop. And connectors let Claude reach into Gmail, Drive, Calendar, and tons of other apps to pull and push information without you lifting a finger. Every layer makes the next one more powerful. And the best part, the more you use it, the better it gets because Claude learns your preferences over time. You don't have to build this all at once. Start with the foundation and add layers as you get more comfortable. So I want to leave you with something actionable. Here's your 5-day action plan. Day 1, sign up for Claude free and write your first listing description. You can do that in 5 minutes. Day 2, set your account preferences so Claude knows your market and your style. This takes 2 minutes and it changes everything. Day 3, create a project for your next listing, the custom instructions we covered in part 2. Day 4, ask Claude to build you an artifact. Try the seller net sheet calculator, show it to a colleague, and watch their reaction. Day 5, run one full workflow, do a listing launch, a market update email, or an open house follow-up sequence. Pick one, do it today, then come tell us about it in the group. That's the series, 3 videos from what is this thing to I'm running automated workflows on my desktop. If you went through all 3, you know more about Claude than 95% of the real estate professionals out there. It's not hype, it's just math. If you missed part 1 or 2, go back and watch them. They build on each other. And if you want to keep learning, join us in the AI Prompts for Real Estate Professionals group on Facebook. It's free. We share real prompts and real workflows every single day, and it's the most helpful AI community in real estate right now. Subscribe to the channel for more tutorials. I'll see you in there.